What's this? Me streaming on a Saturday? Huh. Who'da thunk? Anyway, guys, hey, what's up? We have quite a bit to get done today on stream. First and foremost, the landing is now behind us. Well, robotic landings anyway. And I basically want to use this extra stream to go ahead and figure out where we want to take the program next. Because we got quite a few parts. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into things. Oops. There we go. I was a little too quick on the draw to change some stuff over. But yeah, I'll go ahead and open the save. I'm going to turn the tunage down just a tiny bit. And yeah, we're going to figure out our next steps. First and foremost, it's raining. Second, which I'm pretty sure you guys are wondering. Yeah, we got some new contracts. Look at all that. Grey Ghost 3. There's Grey Ghost 4. Prospector 5 spacecraft. Prospector 2. Yeah, Grey Ghost 3, I remember now. You're on a suborbital trajectory because you missed the... Because I missed mid-miss, and I figured, you know what? End of mission. Oh, don't worry about some of the debris. We'll take care of it. Huh, why are you a lander? I'm pretty sure that's a, aero braking. Okay, yeah. Great. Prospector... That's Prospector 6. That's Grey Ghost 4, I believe. Yeah, that's Grey Ghost 4. Okay, so we've got some new landing sites. Which I'm pretty sure I could hit those with a crewed mission, which we did get our contracts. Oh, now I remember what I was going to say. Ooh, okay. Very spicy. I did a hop with one of the Grey Ghost missions to get some extra science. And as a result, we got large fuel tanks. So, what do we do? First and foremost, we're going to need a new spacecraft. It needs to be able to, oh, I just got some quick science from that. So don't worry about this. Yep. Its original name was Pilgrim. Oh yeah, the Prospector Return mission. Here it is, the crew exploration vehicle. We're going to need a new spacecraft, guys. But what to base it off of? Because here's the thing. It needs to be capable of LKO, going to the Mun, going to Minmus, and eventually Duna. This thing's basically going to be the CSM. And I'm at a loss on how to design it. I could just slap parts together and set and hope for the best. This is a bit of a pickle to be in. I won't lie. Well, first and foremost, there's one thing that I'm going to need. We need an offset center of mass. This will greatly help us with re-entry. Let's see. And we're also going to need spare batteries. In fact, to make sure that the center of mass is actually centered, is actually offset, here's what I'm gonna do. Cubic octagonal strut. Put on another one. Let's see. Yeah, essentially the goalpost has been moved. And I'm using all my brain power here for a second. That should be enough. Hey, empty beer can. Go. Yeah, after the landing, now we're getting ready for the fun stuff. And that's offset, yes. So we can land probes on the Mun and Minmus, but now comes the question, can we land crew? And for that, we're going to need two things. First and foremost, a spacecraft. And then second, a rocket. So you get an offset center of mass. Any idea in my head? Yeah, honestly. That's the idea. Yep, well, as a baseline for performance, I'm trying to aim for the Saturn V. Okay, RCS, you're going to be disabled. Let's see, okay, flags. I'll disable that. One thing I will do, on the other hand, is this. Ooh, that is kind of kludgy. Let's see now. But I am going to need a docking port. I want the arrow point to be close to the as close as I can there, so it's up. Crossfeed. Disabled. Docking force is going to be 10%. Rather, it's going to be half. What this will house is the launch escape system. See now. Do we need the shielded docking port? We don't need the shielded docking port. As this should be plenty. Maybe I could try Aegis' method of, let's see. Yeah, I think I could try Aegis' method of, using the RCS balls and the thermostat. Though I forgot how those are made exactly, so... Yeah, I'm gonna have to go ahead and give a pass on that. Yeah, I like that. And, utility. Yep, I need the launch escape system. That's a non-negotiable. I think I'm ready to put the heat shield on this thing. Like so. Oh, but before I do, there is one last thing I need to put on. Parachutes. Which are under here. And to make sure that these could actually fire, no, I want you. Upright angles max. We'll need to make sure that this thing can actually, safely deploy. Words. Am I right? Yep, I want the drogues because those are guaranteed. And I need an S-band antenna. Which would be this thing. Nah, I think that'd be too invasive. So I'll put the S-band antennas there. I want absolute snap. Okay. Do I want the fairing on? And for this? Yeah, I probably do. Okay. I can't believe it. We're actually getting ready to go to the Mun. Let's see, payload. Yeah, I want to use this fairing. Because if I were to use the 2.5 meter wide fairing... See how that lip makes it a little distracting? Yeah. Let's not use that. How much fuel do we realistically need? Just think about it. It's a service module. This would get me a pretty freaking good Orion spacecraft. This is a lot harder than I think it is. Let's see here, yeah, I want these to be dedicated to, We're strutting everything together. On top of that, I'll go ahead and do this. Wow, that actually looks pretty nice. Let's see now. Grab, maybe just spitballing something here. Let's see. Actually, I do want to do this. Get my rulers back out. Or make new ones, actually. And I'm gonna go ahead and put a strut on here. Okay, with this thing, it has to be both light enough to go on to MLV. To go on MLV, while also having the capability of going onto an HLV. And also having the capability of being sent out with a full lunar stack. But for all intents and purposes, this is just gonna be a boilerplate article. Yeah, I'll go ahead and choose ads. Go Rocket's so fun and Kerbal. Yeah, that's what I love about this game so much. If you can think about it, you can basically make anything in this game. I don't like that. I don't like that service module one bit. Let's see, fairing. You do not need to be staged. Let's see. Let's go ahead. You back right about, I don't know, here. I want this to be more or less well in line with that shroud for the heat shield. That looks a lot better. And now, what I could go ahead and do is get ready for the, to go make the engine section. I want to use a four-sided surface module. I'm going to go ahead and save this. What I'm going to do is open. I want to merge. And there we go. I want fairing expansion for these to be both off. And I want you to go like that. What I'm going to do here is swinging this around 180 degrees. I'm going to reposition you in just a way where you are just going through the top of that. Now I could go ahead and do... That works for me. But again, this has to be lightweight. I don't want to use a poodle engine. That'd be way too obvious. I think a Terrier is perfect for this application. Anywho, while I'm all this over, I'm gonna go ahead and run ads just so I can keep pre-rolls disabled. So, don't worry guys, see you in a minute. Awesome, ads are going. Now the thing I have to worry about. I want to get this thing's thrust structure to work. First, what do I want this thing's engine to end? Obviously, it needs to be a lunar-rated capsule. It has to be. It needs to have enough delta V to escape lunar orbit, as well as enter lunar orbit. Where are you, stage 5? I'd feel a lot happier if I have 1,000 kilometer, if I have a kilometer second of delta V. But again, this is just getting to nah, that looked too kludgy. Hey, ads are done. Nice. I actually kind of like this. It's kind of Starliner-esque. Alright, I can roll with this. And I was thinking about doing the doghouse design for this thing. But ultimately, I think we're better off doing this. Let me get my center of mass ready to go. Where are you? Okay, you are slightly offset. There we go. Perfectly balanced. As everything should be. It's on the center of my screen. Huh, wonder what this is. Okay, so roll, yaw. Oh, I see. This is the RCS build aid. I'm just there on the center of mass. Well, that's a relief. So now, electrical. I'm gonna stuff these into the service module. That shouldn't change their mass all too much. It doesn't. Cool, cool. Let's see. Okay, we got the batteries. Now, power generation. How on earth am I going to generate power? And then we'll come communicating with the crew. Now, extend the solar array. Oh, these could outgas. Yeah, these could absolutely outgas. So here's what I'm thinking instead. Then, great, I forgot. How am I going to get this thing? How's this thing going to separate? I'll just use an engine plate. I'm gonna go ahead and delete the fairing. And I want to go grab an engine plate. And let's do this. You know, I kind of like that look. Gives the capsule an almost beefy vibe to it. And then we'll come testing the damn thing. Yep. The crude exploration vehicle. Engine plates are very funky. But here, I think I can excuse it because I need a bit of a flat surface to work with. But I can disable the decoupler. Okay, what else? What else? What else do I want to add on? We're definitely gonna need a way to generate power. And I also need to test the launch escape system. So, we're gonna be doing some little Joe testing. I obviously want the reaction wheel. Still. Maybe we just use these big flat solar panels. It's kludgy. Though up to me, I'd much rather use fuel cells. Or find a way to balance the RCS. Ooh, that does change. Man, these things are heavy. Fuel cells are a quick and easy solution, but I don't have those unlocked yet. I'll be honest, my brain's a little fried. I could always do this with the solar panels. Kludgy. But it'll get the job done. Now, now power generation is taken care of. One last thing I want to do. Communications. That'll outgas. Maybe this? That would solve the issue of comms. And now to auto-strut everything together. Let's see. There we go. Sorry, I'm just locked in on design. All right, let's see if it holds. I'll turn this off. There we go. Let's see, shroud. I do not want on, as this is going to be the pad abort test. And one thing I'm going to add on here is just a just the cubic octag. And I need a single probidobidine. Okay. The good news now that the capsule can be unmanned, which is crucial for testing. Now what to do? We are going to go ahead and... I do not want a stack separator. I want a decoupler. as we get ready for the pad abort test. Payload. I want grandparent part. And now I want the, I want my launch escape tower. Here we go. That actually looks surprisingly decent. Fairing will not be staged. No. What I do want, on the other hand, go to actions. Abort. Activate the engine. And decouple. And deploy the chutes. All right, now to get this thing onto the stand. Honestly, here, this would make sense. Best way of testing it? Add solid motors. Now in a normal sequence, I'd have these activate at the same time. Oh, I actually just remembered. For one. Activate the engine. Those will be the separation motors. So I can preserve the main motors just in case. And now we go to aerodynamics. All right, let's go ahead and put this thing out onto the pad. this could go either A, very well, or B, very poorly. Let's see, let me check for crew. We're good here. Send it. And this should be light enough to fit an MLV, which I've decided to name Umbra. Right, it's storming. Even though these are made for visual effects, so it really doesn't matter. Same time, but at the same time, not the biggest fan here. I'll limit wheel authority to 10. And I want control from here. Right. Sending it in 3. Yeah, let's send it in 3, 2, 1. There we go. Bloody Nora. That was a pretty good test, all things considered. Yep, capsule's leaning off to one side, as designed. Ooh. I'm good. I'm good. But man, this game is actually quite loud. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it down just a tiny bit. Same with the tunes as well. Or actually, I could go ahead and adjust my auto ducker. Yeah, let's try 6 to 1. Let's try 6 to 1 and see what happens. Yeah, I'll put the threshold at -40 instead. You're gonna be my limiter. I like that. I like that a lot. I'll go to my VOD track and adjust the same thing there as well. I'll put a -4 right next to your name. And I believe we're all golden. as we continue watching the capsule make its descent. And then will come the on-orbit test. Plunk. Recover the vessel. Yeah, I think we got it. I'll go ahead and recover that as well. Oh, while I'm at it, I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna clean up some of the stuff we have in orbit. TSAT 1, that was just for a contract. I love that feature. No, I want Stream Boo viewers. What the heck? Alright, what's next? Prospector 1, that can be deorbited. Alright, now that that's on its way to be deorbited. What's next? Let's see. Prospector 4. May I send that, or rather Prospector 6. My bad. Gray Ghost. I'm sorry, what are you? I think that's the Centaur? Yeah, that thing's basically has no chart. Nah, I'll just terminate it. Let's see. You're on a suborbital trajectory. No need for that right now. They're in interplanetary space, so the Gray Ghost stuff. In fact, Prospector 3. I will do something with this. Pointing retrograde, and you just crashes to the lunar surface. Days of Thunder. Is flight 2. That's flight 1. Right, because it's debris. Golden Gate. That flipped upside down. You're on a suborbital trajectory. I'm not too worried. Corona 1. I'm not too concerned about that either. Uh, see. Let's see now. Uh, hmm. Gosh. I can't think of anything else. Oh, TSAT? I can get rid of for now. Besides, that's just a contractor satellite. I still have a use for TSAT, actually. Well, not this particular satellite itself, but rather its design as a whole. We're medium curve in orbit, it looks like. And this is a prototype communication satellite, essentially. From there, it'll just burn up the atmosphere. Because we'll be coming in at essentially 2 kilometers a second. There we go. He's about to pick up. Let's watch this baby burn. Yep, we've captured. That's a confirmed capture. Yeah, I'm just watching all my data up here on the screen. I guess there's really not much left to say. And you know what? I think I kind of want to end stream a little early tonight. I'll be honest. This whole thing is just I'm exhausted from getting to where I am now. On this in the save. And it's reflective because I'm having a lot of time actually talking to you guys. But look at those beautiful re-entry effects. But best part is the abort system for a new crew capsule works. In an ideal world, I'd upgrade it so that it has fuel cells. There's the sonic boom. And we're gonna meet its demise in about 3, 2, 1. Yep, the atmosphere is slowing us down. 100 meters. Back to the tracking station. What else? What else? It does some LLV's test flight. Prospector 1, that's just going to deorbit on its own. Prospector 3, you're the upper stage. Yep, Yep, all of that is data coming from. All that's coming from Grey Ghost 4. So, what I think we're going to do next is a relay satellite network around Kerbin. So, let's, again, guys, I'm freaking exhausted. I'm just burnt. Granted, the stream today was basically, unplanned. I don't want to force a stream. But at least we got the crew capsule ready to go. So we may as well test it. And eventually, I do want to upgrade MLV. Let's open. Here it is, CEV. I'll take my setting from the abort test. Actions. 2. It will be to toggle these solar panels. Yep. That's to separate. That's the abort motor. I just need to go grab a version of MLV. That will be ready to go. CEV. OFT 1. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to merge. Actually, how many tons is this? 11 tons. Actually, no. Let's vertically integrate it. Save and continue. I'll pull it from the Prospector 6 test. Or actually... I'll pull the version from Grey Ghost 4. Hang on. I want the OFT1 craft file. Open. Where's Grey Ghost? I meant to merge. There'll be no need for the, there'll be no need for the shroud. As for this fairing, I would like to go ahead and edit. Oh, hang on. No, I actually want you. I'll get rid of the RPSA logo. I want to go ahead and edit my fairing. Close the fairing. Okay, this actually doesn't look too bad. But what's the TWR of this thing? Now, this way to make this thing a little more manageable to be able to fly up. Actually, let me do this. Let's see, fairing expansion is off. And I want to go ahead and add a flag to this. Set the flag. Nah, that's not big enough. Let's see, I just do this. Oh yeah, SummerSlam already happened. That's neat, I would say. Obviously, I'll worry about stuff like decals and the on the final version of this build. But for now, though, that should be more than enough. All right, let's save it. Let's go ahead and put this baby out onto the pad. Yeet! Please don't blow up. 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 You know what? Well, before I forget, I'm gonna go ahead and run ads right now before we do any other testing. So, I will see you guys in a moment. For VOD viewers and subs, you guys just get extra content. So what I'm trying to do here is to very simply verify that this configuration, with how the skippers are now, have more than enough fuel. Rather, have more than enough TWR after overclocking. It does. So as far as I'm aware, that's a good test. I'm gonna revert to the VAB. I'm going to strengthen the decoupler holding up the vehicle. I'm at it. I actually want to toggle the antenna there. Save. And we should be good to go. I'm more than ready to begin the first crewed flight test. I'll be honest, I'm nervous. Even though this is an uncrewed flight test. Still, it's of a brand new capsule that's never been tested. In fact, I just built the damn thing. Well, let's see what happens. We're back. Good news. The core stage actually has enough TWR to make it happen. So I'm gonna try it with this first, and then see if we're going to need more SRBs. And how much work MLV put in? I honestly don't think that, yeah, I honestly don't think that we have much to worry about. When we go, but I went ahead and, strengthened the connection between the service module, the service module decoupler, and the second stage fairing. And I want to go ahead and check my staging. Put the poodle here. You'll turn on at that phase. And I should want you to go here. And yeah, we're good to go. Though, if needed. Nah, I think that's actually gonna be plenty. I'm gonna turn off infinite prop, and let's fly. Let's go, dudes. Let's see if we're gonna get a good if we're going to get a good test flight today. We should. Methinks we're going to. And to make sure, I want to go ahead and warp to sunrise. And I want control from the capsule. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff. Vehicles clear the tower. Alt F12. Aero GUI. And pitch over. There's the mun. I'm at it. I'll do a little roll program. Shoot, we were in the throttle bucket. A little wobbly, but I'll be able to fix that. I'm also paying attention up here for my orbital parameters. And with you, Max Q. Ooh, that is a lot of wobble. Good ignition of the second stage. And 3, 2, 1. All right. That was a suboptimal separation of the launch escape system. All right, now we're good to go ahead and increase perigee. But one thing I'm going to do is get MLV's second stage updated so that it's way more solid. And with this thing on top. So far, everything's performing beautifully. And despite the shady separation of the launch escape system, a bit of a shady... And the shadiness of the ascent prior to separation, this thing's performing flawlessly. Hey, who's this Nova Raptor TV guy? I don't know. Who the hell is this Geek Nation guy that's in my chat? But seriously, dude, what's up, Geek? How the heck are you, man? And... Nominal Miko. As you can see, I got my next crew capsule ready to go. So far, this is the uncrewed flight test. Please have good separation, 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 please have good separation. Looks like we gotta get separation all right. Unless that's... What the... Oh no. Well, good thing I can do reverts in the save. Do you want to know the worst part, Geek? I did check my staging. But I didn't read the fine print. Well, I've been meaning to redo this anyway, so... I'm viewing this as nothing more but a blessing in disguise. What I want to do is go ahead. I want to take these batteries. I'm going to remove these in favor of a bigger adapter. Or rather, a bigger decoupler. What was right? Uh-oh. I might have deleted the fairing by accident. Frick. Good news, I can make a new one. Happens on those big jobs, especially when you try to human rate a crew capsule. Or in this case, Kerbal rate a crew capsule. Because unlike NASA, we here at the RPSA actually use our funding. And we actually make sure our funding gets put to good use. We're not gonna be... You're not gonna have repeats of, say, Chernobyl? Poor taste, I know, but... So far I haven't killed anyone. Yet. Admittedly, the yet warns me. Why is it funny you could just not do anything? Exactly! Apparently NASA got the memo not doing stuff. SLS. Even though there are 2 SLSs in the VAB right now. It's just, you need to launch it more. But that's DJ's territory to talk about it. Let's be real. Anyway, let me go ahead and fix this up real quick. And we should be good to go. So that the upper station can still communicate with the ground. Okay, you're locked on grandparent part. Let me go ahead. Get rid of my fairings here. They should belong. Honestly, Geek, that's one thing that you, EJ, and I all agree on. Personally, for my stakeholder expectation, I want 3 to 4 Artemis launches per year. All of them going to the moon. Or at the very least, 2 Artemis missions and 2 science missions for SLS. That would fix the problem perfectly. And at that point, all you'd have to worry about are the payloads. Which, given the slower cadence of SLSs being made, I'm now starting to see why Lockheed wants to explore having Orion as a commercial service. But there's a lot of issues with that. But I'm sure they'll probably work something out. And, okay, I'm not sure if you watch Oversimplified, but I can literally think of what's going on at Lockheed. What are we gonna do with Orion to get a good ROI? We made the capsule, dum-dum. We could do anything. What? then keeping it. NASA's like building. NASA is like building a brand new muscle car, spending way more money on it than you wanted, and then keeping it in the garage. That is a perfect analogy. Okay, okay. I'm actually gonna pause the music here because I'm gonna follow up on it real quick. It's like spending, oh, I don't know, 250,000 to 500,000 on a new Lamborghini just to drive it once. Which, that's my biggest gripe with supercars. I mean, yeah, they're super expensive, and you're really going to drive them once. Once! You're looking to bring them out for shows, like... If something's not being used, guess what? You still have to maintain it. That Lambo's going to need oil changes. You're going to need to check on the tires. You're going to need to check on the engine. Make sure everything's running. Like... Granted, Falcon 9 is basically... Yeah, something like Falcon 9, that's a Ford Ranger. At least the fancier car you can look at it and show it off. I mean, it does have a function, it's just... NASA's very, NASA really doesn't want to use it for some reason. Oh, that's my fairing. Speaking of stuff that gets used here. Oh, hang on. I'll turn the tunes back on. Yeah, I don't get it either. But apparently... But... It's better than the alternative, which is having nothing. But I want to see that thing launching. At the very least, twice a year. Oh, you know, a twice a year cadence actually works for SLS. That way you have one Artemis mission going to the moon, and then you have stuff like, say, Nancy Grace Rowan, Europa Clipper, or on a cargo SLS. But what do I know? I'm an armchair engineer and a space fan. But as for stuff that does get used here, let me go ahead and fix this baby back up. All right, I'm good to run. Granted, here's the thing. I'm saying a lot of this because I'm pretty sure both you and I want SLS to succeed. We want this rocket to launch more. And I do like EJ's idea. I'm sounding like a parrot here, yeah, but people should probably call it. Yeah, exactly! I think you and I are in the same boat. We're Team Space. But the reason why we love SpaceX so much is because Falcon 9 is actually doing stuff. Starship is actually testing. In fact, we can see those two programs are very public and how they operate and how they perform. You want the numbers of the Merlin engine? You can pull it right up right now on Wikipedia. Granted, I'm also a Blue Origin fanboy because, I mean, we have a Saturn 1B again. As a matter of fact, if the EOS is going to be taking that long, it's taking this long just to make a box, I think it'd be cheaper to just modify the VAB at this point, put GS2 on SLS, give it a forward load reactor, and then send it. You basically have an S4B right there, ready to go. In fact, I can even pull up the numbers for this. New Glenn? 1,600 kilonewtons of thrust. Right there on GS2. Let's compare that to the S4B. Oh, look at that! Basically a kilonewton of thrust. They're sitting on their hands. I mean, okay, but I know we're going with this, but again, in all fairness to the companies like Blue and ULA, scaling up and launching the ICANNs that SpaceX has, it's pretty freaking difficult unless you plan to do that from the start. Blue has. ULA was originally going to, with Atlas V and Delta 4, back when it was still Boeing and Lockheed, and you were around for that and you were around for that because I'm 27, you're a lot older than I am. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the .com boom and how that went down. That screwed over Boeing and Lockheed. As a result, Delta 4 and Atlas V, rockets that were supposed to launch as frequently as Falcon 9, couldn't launch. But you still had to maintain the infrastructure. And Ariane 6. Okay. I like Ariane 6. I really like Ariane 6. Oh, you know it's not easy. You can see SpaceX doing stuff, and I'm sure others are working on it, but you don't see it. They aren't as public as SpaceX, yes, but I mean, it's very clear from what Tory Bruno's sharing. They're trying to get Vulcan up to a high cadence. Which, that thing's basically at the pad right now. That's at Slick 41, basically right now, ready to go for the next flight. You're ready? Yeah. Because, I mean, we can't talk about them sitting on their hands, but granted, we're in August right now, and I think ULA is going to be packed with launches. Because at this point, it's just all about the payloads. And don't forget that Vulcan has contracts with Kuiper. So we're gonna be seeing a lot of this, baby. Yeah. Plus, I'm pretty sure T-Man's confirming this, that ULA is absolutely getting ready to basically crap out Vulcan cores. Plus, we see Blue Origin crapping out a BE-4 like what? Every 2 days? Just finally! More people are making more rockets, which is more better for everyone. Oh. Okay, I just need to say that this is a very fun launch to watch. Just, oh, look at that thing! And the best part, Vulcan performed flawlessly. I'm sorry, but this rocket just makes me so freaking happy. Oh yeah, that tanked an SRB failure. New space stations, moon missions, gateway. Yeah, I want all that. And I'm pretty sure Blue is going to be going ham on stuff like that as well. Because let me see if I can pull up the Artemis 5 flight profile. Because I know this is going to use Blue Origin's flight profile. Yeah, this is using Blue's. So, is this what you had in mind, Geek? Because Blue's basically figured this out at this point. You'll take all of it? I will take all of this. I will happily take all of this. That's a nice render of Block 1B. It'd be pretty cool if, you know, this freaking thing up here actually got built. But I digest. Which, they're building this thing, albeit very slowly. It's okay, when EJ did that, when EJ covered the fact that Boeing made a box, all I could think of was that one part from the Charlie Brown Halloween special, you know, I got a lollipop, I got a chocolate bar, I got a rock. But since I got a rocket, I got a rocket, I got a rocket, I got a box. I love that scene so freaking much. What the? Cost per Huh? Very interesting. Me want to make Vulcan. But I've basically got an Atlas V already. Oh yeah, I overclocked these. I want to go to the core, to the capsule, and what am I doing? Yeah, control from here. Engine chill. Let me do a quick gimbal check. That's left, that's right. That's a very nice looking rocket. Same here. I was obsessed with all the space stuff. In fact, I have a lot of old NASA DVDs too. As well as When We Left Earth, which was such a freaking good miniseries. And when I got introduced to Kerbal, that's when my interest really spiked. I was like, wait, I could go make the rockets and fly them now? Fantastic. Oh, little noodly. A little bit noodly, but scratch that. Very noodly. Weeble wobbles. Well, another failure, another point of failure I'm gonna have to look at. Because I want to, granted I am using an engine plate, which probably isn't the best solution. Easy, baby. Easy. Ooh. Yeah, I really don't like the Weeble wobbles. Yeah, we're through the flower bucket. Push, baby, push. Actually, I'm gonna put you down here. Good separation. Huh? What's going on? What happened? That's not supposed to happen. Oh, I think I know what happened now. Well, it's clear I'm definitely gonna have to, I'm gonna have to do a lot more troubleshooting with this rocket. That's what happened. Once again, an honest to God mistake. And while I'm at it, screw it. Go with your flights, pop it. Thanks, Geek. And say hi to Ewok, and say hi to Ewok for me. And if you're on for GTA Racing, I'll definitely drop by. The girls were their parents. Nice. All right, this should be good to go. Not entirely happy that I had to strut it like this, but what are you gonna do? Okay, now is everything good? Honestly, it would be a bad idea to do this as well. Just to strengthen it, especially if crew's gonna be on board this thing. In the meantime, chat, I'm gonna go ahead and use the bathroom real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and run ads while I'm away. If it's a split second, but I will be right back. Sorry for the long pause, everyone, but I am now back. Alright. Now, can we get a good successful OFT1 test? Save, and let's launch. Because now everything checks out. Let's see now. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see. Sorry, I just had to send a message real quick. Ew. Let's go ahead and let's get this thing launched. Oh, but first things first. Controlled from Zod. Engine chill. All right, let's do this. What the heck? All right, chumps, let's do this. Leroy Jenkins. Salute the flag. So far, so good. Into the roll program. Yay, Weeble Wobbles again. Let's see. We're beginning to enter the throttle bucket here. Throttling down now. Actually, I'll turn flying control on. Mach 1. Vehicle supersonic. Are we out of the throttle bucket? Soon. And we're out of the throttle bucket. And can't have that happen. We're not going to make orbit. Please, please. Oh, I think I see what's going on here. The decoupler is colliding with that. So now we're basically just power sliding our way into orbit. Which, not ideal per se. But yeah, I'll go ahead and get that launch escape system fixed up. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on. Come on. You're almost to orbit. All right, I'll call that a nominal insertion. I'll activate the engine. Wait, the engine's already active. So far, it's performing rather well. Hang on. What are my action groups again? Solar panels, high gain. Regardless, this should be able to handle the vacuum of space. Rather, this should be able to handle space travel. Now, we just coast to apogee. Don't worry about the upper stage, that'll just burn up the atmosphere. Now, I want to see how this thing's going to perform with a burn. But I'm very confident that with the current config of MLV, we basically have everything we need for the spacecraft. Two, one. We're now in a stable orbit. Also, I think I just want to leave it up here for a couple days. Live Chanel's. Hey. Wait, it's right there. Sorry about that. In the meantime, I'm gonna go back to the Space Center and I'm gonna go fix it up. Yeah, I'm gonna go fix up the issue we have with the launch escape system. Any day now, game. Any day now. There we go. I'll go ahead and give this a quick fix. And we should be good to go for that. I think the next thing I'd want to do for next stream is get ready to go manufacture HLV. That could also be why. Yeah, I really like how this thing actually ended up turning out. And just to be safe, I'll add some more strutting. just to reinforce the snot out of this thing. Honestly, these struts aren't needed at all. It could also be what this thing's connected to. So if needed, I could go back and redesign the service module. Now I'll put this as OFT2. Because I'd feel way more comfortable having one more crude flight test. Yeah, I'd feel way more comfortable having one more crude flight test. Or one more uncrewed flight test, excuse me. I'm not sure what to do now, so, do we just go back and check on the capsule? I think it'd be good to go back and check on the capsule. At the very least, once. Holy damn, he's been going for 4 hours? Tempted, but I can also go ahead and... let's see. Back to the tracking station? Oh, okay, chat. Where are we now? Here we are. I wouldn't mind setting something up there to go rendezvous and dock. Honestly, that's not gonna be that's not the worst idea in the world. Now that I'm thinking about it. As that would complete a contract. Just gonna get my camera back to free. I'll close this out. Okay, this thing actually looks really freaking cool. I'm very happy with how this turned out. I think a fairing would be needed here. If anything, just to make it look a little, just make it look a little nicer. I think I'd be adding complexity for, yeah, I'd be adding complexity and overcomplicating the whole thing. If I could be adding a fairing, just like a pressure vessel. But for now, there is something else I want to go test. I love persistent rotation. And get a slight barbecue roll. Perfect for a trip to the Mun. All right. So far, so good. All right. All right. Yeah. RCS works perfectly. Soon. Oh, hi, Eve. I could upgrade the Magic Control Center to get unlimited contracts, but I want to be able to fund HLV's first launch. So I think I'm better off holding off on that for now. Hmm. Honestly, this has been a very uneventful test flight thus far. Let's see, the solar panels can be retracted. Yep, these can be retracted and re-extended. All right. Oh, he's gonna be so happy. Oh, there we go. Oops. And honestly, I like how this thing actually ended up turning out. Very shallow entry burn. But it's just off the coast of Yep, I'll do it there because so once I separate, huh? That was odd. Huh, because the game must be chugging. How how much is how much are you using? 11 gigabytes. Okay. But this is DDR5 RAM, so oh, that's why. That is why. Let's go ahead and fast forward a tiny bit. Seven, six, five, four, three, two, one. That works for me as well. Though, now comes this capsule's final test right now. Deorb it. All right, let's do this. Three, two, one. Perfect. I'll go ahead and get RCS on. Now we'll use the onboard reaction wheels to go on ahead. And get ourselves ready for re-entry. Perfect. We're gonna have RCS. Don't worry, I got this thing covered. But hopefully, those don't have to be used. Wait, I know why. It actually means we want a heads down position when coming in for re-entry. All right, and preparing for entry interface. All right, it's up to the C. All right, it's up to this thing COM now. There's the service module for what it's worth. Yeah, that thing's going. Yeah, that periapsis is moving forward, which means that the capsule's doing its job with an offset center of mass. That's so freaking cool that I can replicate this. And because it's a shallow reentry, all we have to do is just coast. This is so freaking cool. Oh, I think I see plasma starting to build up. Yeah, that's plasma, all right. I mean, all right. Come on, fly, fly, baby, fly. Rather burn, baby, burn. Mm. All right. If I want to get a steeper angle, I can do this. Now it's starting to get pretty warm. Yeah, it looks like I'll be able to skip off the atmosphere, which is just sick. I still can't believe KSP can model this. And now I'm just rotating around the center of mass. That's just too freaking cool. Rather, hot. Now I'm starting to imagine entry from the Mun. Let alone Minmus. We got the sonic booms. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. All right, we made it through. Capsule survived re-entry. We're good. Aero GUI. And drogue chute deployed. Rather, drogue chutes deployed. $2,500. I want to give that capsule a chance to slow down before I even think about popping the main chutes. All right, turn off the lights. Main chutes deployed. Main chutes cut. Rather, not main chutes cut. Drogue chutes cut. Excuse me. And main chutes deployed. And that, for all intents and purposes, was a successful flight test. The launch vehicle definitely needs some work, but the capsule itself, with the service module, that works flawlessly. More than flawlessly, actually. Oops. Sorry, I was looking at Twitch. Yeah. Recover the vessel. Well, I was only failing to give CEV a proper name. And I've settled on trifecta. As in a trifecta of horses. But one thing that is apparent is that MLV is going to need a little work. Only then will I allow it to fly crew. But yeah, that's basically gonna do it for now. The next thing I'll do for the trifecta capsule is to do another uncrewed flight test. But this time I want to make sure that the launch escape system won't act funky. If it's going to act funky, then I have a solution ready to go. We just simply remove the engine plate. As a matter of fact, I know exactly how to rebuild the service module if needed. Which I'm probably gonna save that for Monday. But the good news is we know where to go next with the program. And because we know where to go next with the program, I think it's time for me to go ahead and call it. Because we've been on for basically 3 hours tonight, even though it's a Saturday night. That, and I think it'd be pretty funny to go ahead and, while he's still on, and raid him. Oh, dang it. He's on extreme. Ah, beans. Or actually, wait, before I log off, I just want to keep the tunes playing. Oh, man. Well, I thought what I was hoping would happen didn't happen. Oh well. Anywho, I'm gonna go ahead and get back to the SPH. I'm gonna get another version of the SM ready to go before I call it. Let me get rid of you. Get rid of you. I want the multi-stage nodes to go on. Yeah, let's do this. Fairing expansion needs to go off. I have to go ahead and edit my fairing, please. There we go. Oh, it's actually, yeah, it's that. I need fairing expansion there to go off, please. Now I would go ahead and edit the fairing. Once more. Let's see. Yep, you go there. And let's do this. I like it. I added a coupler for good measure. Let's see what that's gonna happen. Let's see what's gonna happen. DOM. You are gonna just do this, do this. That should do it. Master file, updated, SM. And all I need still are just going to be the antennae. Yeah, the antennae and the solar arrays. And now that's gonna call it. Now that'll do it for me, guys. Well, that was a surprisingly successful day we did on career mode. And because I'm in the mood to rate someone, I want to see who's live. You know what? Why not? I don't think I've ever rated them. I kind of want to see what Callie's doing. Even though I know what they're doing. It's GTA Racing. So, yeah, let's go ahead and see what they're doing. Anywho, guys, go say hi to Callie for a lot of us. He's part of Geek and I's racing group alongside Arpo, EJ, and the like. Callie's super funny. He's a super funny dude. He's gonna give you a very good time. But that's gonna do it for me on this beautiful Saturday evening. Thank you all so much for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic night. And take care. Oops, sorry. I just gave my stinger ready to go. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic night. And take care. Later!